Hi, I'm Aura and I'm the host of Collective Mind, but there's a bunch of other people here too currently who are a little bit blurry. They're just kind of hanging out nearby. And we're gonna do a type of video we haven't really done before, so we're just gonna kind of update you on some things that have happened somewhat recently in our system. So some of these things have been going on longer than others for sure. Some took a while to kind of resolve somewhat, so we didn't really want to talk about it while they were still in progress because we couldn't really talk about it effectively, if that makes sense. And one of those things is we were having problems with our gatekeeper, who had been like the main gatekeeper for a long time, our primary gatekeeper. Her name is Melian, and she was being pretty controlling. Like, it was getting to be similar to some of the problems that we've had with our system in the past, mainly before I knew about the system, where it was running a little more like a dictatorship of someone kind of deciding the way things need to work and just doing them that way and making other people do them that way, if that makes sense. And that's something that Jaden actually talked about some in the live stream that we did most recently. It was meant to be a Raft live stream, but it became more of a storytime Q&A partway through. But yeah, we were having a lot of trouble with that gatekeeper. And she was also like going around behind people's backs and doing things against like the official decision that executives had made. So we have a group of executives in our system who vote on major decisions together. And the executives would decide something and then Melian would do something else anyway. So we were having those types of problems with her. And I'm not gonna really get into it, but she is not our gatekeeper anymore. So we kind of removed her from power and took that role away. And Jaden had stepped up to fill in the gap for a while, so they were our interim primary gatekeeper, in addition to all of their other many jobs. And that was very stressful for them especially, but for a lot of us, because we were trying to untangle like everything that Melian had been doing and kind of undo some of those things. Sorry if you can hear Charlie eating in the background. You probably can. But we ended up kind of finding and reuniting, it's hard to describe, but a group of gatekeepers who were supposed to be sharing like gatekeeping duties with Melian. And we, like, many of us had not really known about them. This gets complicated. So there was a major split a while ago that one altar who had been our main gatekeeper split into a lot of other altars, and one of them was Melian, and most of the rest of them were also supposed to be gatekeepers, but were kind of scattered around in our inner world and couldn't really access the main area. But we ended up finding them, and it's actually a wolf pack. So it's a bunch of different wolves who have like different elemental powers, kind of, because we have magic in our inner world, if you didn't know that. And that has been settling things down some, because our system really needs more than one main gatekeeper anyway. And Jaden has been able to kind of fill them in on a lot of the stuff that's going on and is still helping with gatekeeping, but it's not like their main responsibility now. We also had a couple, I guess, notable dormancies. You might know about Rachel going dormant already. I think we might have mentioned that in a previous video, but Rachel had been our primary caretaker and was dealing with a lot of stress and is currently dormant. But you might know Emily. She's been in a couple of videos. Not for a while, but she had made a couple of videos, and she's one of my daughters. She is also dormant right now. She was taking on more than her fair share, and she was dealing with more stress than she could handle. So she needed a break. Neither of them, as far as we know, meant to go dormant. Sometimes we have alters who are struggling a lot and they specifically try to go dormant to take a break. We don't think that happened with either of them. But they are both dormant, and they both have been for a little bit now. I also met a little I had not known before. I've met a lot of littles that I didn't know before. But there's one who Onyx and I clicked with really well, and we actually ended up kind of like adopting her. Well, not kind of. We adopted her. And her name is Alice, and she is a little white rabbit. And she wanted a family, and we connected with her really well, so that's another update. We have also had 2 pretty recent fusions. One of them has been a few weeks now, and it's been a difficult one to process. You probably know Jade. She's been in a bunch of videos, and we reference her all the time. But one of Jade's cubs, one of her daughters, named Kitty, Jade and Kitty fused a few weeks ago. And like I said, that's been a very difficult one. As you might imagine, they were very close, and it's been a hard adjustment because there can be some grieving associated with changes like that. So that's been a difficult one. But we also actually had a fusion this morning as I filmed this, which the timing, I guess, was a little surprising, but it's not that surprising that it happened necessarily, because both of these alters were struggling a lot, and they were struggling kind of with opposite problems, so like in such a way that they were pretty compatible. Like fusing them kind of solved both of their problems, if that makes sense. And I don't think we had talked about either of them on this channel before, and they definitely hadn't been on the channel yet. But we had 2 subsystem caretakers. One of them from my subsystem, the music core subsystem, and her name was Nadia. And one from Jade's subsystem, the dark core subsystem, named Nienna. And they were both caretakers, like I said, and they fused this morning, and the resulting alter picked out a new name, and she picked the name Naya, N-A-I-A, and she is in my system like Nadia was. Jade is still using the name Jade after that fusion. I figured I should throw that in there just to make sure. That last one is very, very new, like I said, but it seems like Naya's doing better than Nadia and Nienna were. And it also seems like she might be doing more external caretaking, not just internal, which has been something that our system could definitely benefit from for a while. So I think that that is going to be very helpful. But again, it's really early to see like all of the effects of that one. But I thought I would throw it in since I had been planning to film this video today anyway. So yeah, I guess it's a little bit more of a personal video than we necessarily normally do, but we bring a personal aspect into pretty much all of our videos. So yeah, just especially since some of you like knew some of these altars, I wanted to just give you an update. So if you want to watch like some videos that have some of these altars in them, we have a playlist of videos where we introduce various altars, or where they introduce themselves, and that will be on the screen. And also I'll probably do the playlist of videos about DID generally, and then as always the most recent video will be up there and things like that. And if you want to click the like button if you liked it, that helps us a lot, as well as obviously the subscribe button if you want to make sure you don't miss any of our videos. And oh yeah, the description box also has links as always, including to our Discord server, which is a really fun place to come hang out and talk to people. So yeah, but thank you for watching. Bye.